Let's talk about just the time it's going to take him to post these orders, let alone to fulfill. Where is this profits? I'm not even understanding. How do you even have profits?
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. We're going to be reacting to a video today. A comment was left on the video where I very briefly show how I start to process a very large bulk order, this video right here. And I'm actually going to leave the comment right up here somewhere because this thing was a little unhinged and completely wrong in every manner, way, and sense that wrong can mean. Additionally, the things he says in this video are just dumb. They don't make sense. But for you, the future seller of bulk, the current seller of bulk who doesn't understand how great it can be, and for those who have the same opinion as this guy who just thinks that bulk sellers are the scum of the earth and they don't know what you're doing, this will be a great learning lesson for you, I promise. But before we get into that, if you don't know who I am, my name is Bronze God. I've been selling mainly on TCG Player for the last 3 years, over 10,000 total sales and averaging about $40,000 a year, mostly selling bulk. The reaction video is kind of long that he did. It was about 25-30 minutes. We're not going to react to the whole thing. We're going to react to the intro, and then we're going to react to maybe 2 or 3 different points in the video where it gets kind of silly. Again, I know it's rage bait. I would normally say don't go check him out, but you know, the right thing to do would be to link his video in the comments. That way, if you want to get the full context, you can. I'm not clipping anything out of context because a lot of these things he says are pretty unhinged, but we're going to do that. So link to the video is going to be in the description, and I'm pretty sure it's customary and unwritten rule to do so, which my guy didn't do when he reacted to mine. So do better, homie. Anyway, we're going to get to that video now. Before we do, though, if you like the content here, we're going to be doing more Pokemon content, unboxings, learning how to grow a business in the TCG space, live streams, gaming, you name it, it's going to be here. So if you like any of that stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, and comment down below. Do you think I overreacted to this guy? What do you think I got right? What do you think I got wrong? I'd love to hear it. So let's get to the video and see, let's see what's in store. All right. So like I said, I don't necessarily want to shout this guy out, but his channel name is TCG Legion. This is his video, so it is linked in the description if you want to watch the rest of it. So we're going to react to the intro first, and then I'm going to pick out a few key points down the line. So let's get to it.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. I have an amazing example of how horrendous and horrible, and honestly, pretty disgusting your life is about to be.
Disgusting.
Because you're a bulk seller. Be happy, rejoice. You are a bulk seller. Good luck. Make literal pennies out of your hours of spent work. And I have the perfect example, brand new channel. This guy is literally the embodiment of insanity. This is unbelievable. Look at the horrendous life that this guy has to live with. And look, guys, disclaimer, I'm not trying to belittle this guy. I'm not trying to.
All right. So rule number 1, you can't say that type of stuff and then say, I don't mean to. That's just like saying, hey, I think your hair looks good, but, hey, I don't think you're fat, but anything you say before the word but or any kind of qualifying term is right? So you truly do feel that this is horrendous. You truly do feel that this is horrible, and you truly do feel that it's insanity. So don't qualify it, man. If you don't like it, it's fine, but just be honest with yourself. Don't say that and then disqualify it by saying you don't mean it when you actually do. This doesn't look good.
To berate him. I'm just being as honest as possible from a person that's bought bulk, saw how hard it was to go through, how much time it takes. I'm telling you, it's 1,100,000% better that I want you to go get a job, a full-time job, make $1,000 extra a month, buy a...
I don't know why he doesn't think I have a job. I say pretty clearly in this video that this is just me processing a very small sliver of this collection just to get my money back. I know I don't have to defend myself in any way, but I'm going to because we're here, so why not? I have a full-time job. I don't like that job, and I've been doing it for a long time. Trading cards is my way of out of doing that job. I don't want to work overtime. This is my second job. This job, this side hustle, is essentially my overtime. It's the amount of assumptions made here is absolute insanity, and you're gonna see more.
A singular card every 1 month costing 1,000, and spent the whole year selling 12 cards. That would be better than this lifestyle that you have to go through. And I'm going to show you, he actually gives us how much money he makes, how many orders, and he has a 750 card order. He doesn't say how long it took him, but we can just assume it took him all night long, if not multiple days.
We can assume you don't know what you're talking about, my friend, and we'll explain that in a little bit.
Days of fulfilling and packaging that singular order so he can lock in, what, $100 when he could have locked in $100 working for...
Let's say, for argument's sake, that it took me 2 hours to do that order, which it didn't. It took me about, if I'm going to be a little, I'd say about an hour and 15 minutes. If I took an hour to an hour and 15 minutes to make $100, that's just about $35 to $40 an hour, which just so happens to be right under the rate that I'd be making if I did overtime at my job. So you're dumb.
A couple of hours extra overtime. It's unbelievable the amount of insanity people are willing to go through, and the amount of disparagement that they have to deal with. And you will see he has over 50,000 cards he has to post. I'm going to show you a video. This guy has over 50,000 cards he has to post. Get ready. Get ready. This is your life as a bulk seller. Be happy, be rejoiced. Whereas you could listen to Manar telling you why I failed my bulk business, why I failed because I'm scared. I'm extremely risk averse. Why? Because I'm broke.
Listen to the guy who tried, failed, and is broke. Those are qualifiers to things of why you shouldn't trust somebody. Now, if he had proof other than a very short video on why he didn't succeed, then maybe so. But just saying, I tried it, it didn't succeed for me, and it's dumb, so don't do it. That is no proof of anything. There is a reason I sell bulk. Big boys on the YouTube space, not even YouTube, at large, in actual real life. There's a reason why RNG Games does it. There's a reason PokePaster does it. There's a reason Phantom does it. There's a reason GemTCG does it. There's a reason why plethoras of other sellers, big and small, do it. 'Cause it works. It's a slow dime, not a fast nickel. Grind, list, sell, wash, rinse, repeat, and I promise you it'll work out. You probably just didn't have enough moxie to continue with it, and it didn't work out for you. And I would honestly strongly suggest you give it another shot. Insane.
So the number one thing you should do is change that mindset. Get away from this idea of shortcuts. Get away from this idea that you're going to get out of work and work even harder, get into the game even better. That way you can, like I said earlier, buy a singular card, sell it, make your money back, $1,000 worth card, make your money back in a singular sale. You just made $1,000 in revenue, maybe not immense amounts of profits, but
what are we doing? If you sell $1,000 card, you don't make $1,000. Now, I know you said get your money back, which is true. But when you sell $1,000, you don't make $1,000, right? So if you want to, say, buy a Moonbryon, which is like, I don't know what it is, $33,000, $3,500 in the PSA 10. Let's say you buy a raw one, which is probably $1,500 or $2,000. You buy it for, say, $2,000. If it doesn't go down, which things are pretty volatile right now, so things are kind of going up and down really fast, especially with bigger cards. There's a very good chance that the margin you'd make, you're going to lose right away. And if you don't, you're going to make what, $100, $200? just speaking percentages, which I'm going to go in detail in another video. If you sell a $2,000 card, you make $200. That is a what? 10% profit. If you sell a 1 cent card, a card you buy for 1 cent, sell it for 15 to 20 cents, and after fees make 9 to 11 cents, that's 1,000% profit. Now, yes, you have to sell thousands of them to recoup what you could do in one card, but just the way the math and percentages work out, you're wrong. I don't just do bulk. I do other stuff too. Okay. This video was just specifically to go over processing a sliver of a bulk collection.
But you at least are have a career. You have a nice prescription for you, a prescribed amount for you that you can shove into their business every month. There's a lot of benefits for this, whereas you can have his lifestyle right here. Without further ado, get ready to meet our champion, Bronze God 321.
And it's one of the most profitable things.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It is unbelievable. You're absolutely right.
My name is Bronze God. I have been selling on TCG Player for about 3 years, and I had just about to hit 10,000 in sales, or 10,000 orders in total, and do about 40,000 a year just in bulk. And let me show you what we bought. So,
$40,000 a year just in bulk. This guy would be making 100,000 plus if he just got away from this. If he just had a little bit extra time.
There is not a correlation between the money I sell and make in bulk and the other stuff. It is all one big economy, right? I don't know how many people are out there, but if you're talking about me, I do multiple things. Bulk is the foundation of my business, and quite frankly, it should be the foundation of everyone's business who does trading cards. Bulk is the most profitable to the most point and most risk adverse thing that you can do in this hobby. If you buy a bulk collection, let's say, industry average $10 to $15 per thousand cards, you should be able to double your money just from that, just sifting out the value. Let's say you buy that and you don't want to sift it. You have it for 2 weeks, you're busy, you want your money back. You could go on any social media post locally, say, I've got bulk and I want this, and someone will say, yup, and you're gonna get your money right back. It is the simplest thing you can do to start off. It is not hard. It's just time consuming. It's a lot of work and nobody wants to do it. But when you have a good foundation, you know what happens. You can start setting up other things to take risks on, and then that's when you start making the really serious money. But if you have a foundation in bulk, you will never lose. I shouldn't say never. The odds of you losing are going to be much less than you just kind of going willy-nilly unless you have thousands and thousands of dollars just throw around without question.
To spend, look what
Buy bulk, sell bulk.
he has to do, guys. Look at his kitchen table.
we've got these ETBs right here. Now, each ETB, I kind of just threw them on the ground. It's going to be about 500 cards. So
That was really fun to go through, by the way.
there's about 25,000 to 30,000 cards just in ETBs. I still have these to go through here. But then we also got this box that we still have to sort through.
Get ready. This is an old box. This is not
Technically, it's part of the same collection. I didn't clarify that, but that is part of the same collection.
even one of his new orders. He just bought a 40,000 card order, and this is an old box he has to sift through and sort. He hasn't even gotten to this box yet.
This box, which has a bunch of older stuff in it, and some newer stuff, but there's some older stuff.
It just seems like this guy just doesn't want to do work. I mean, that's what I'm getting. I mean, again, in the comments, let me know if I'm wrong. I might be reading this wrong, but when I see a big box of cards like that, I'm doing this. I'm like, yes, please. I smell the money. You don't know what you're going to find. Later in the video, you see this stack of promos I got that basically paid for a quarter of it. You never know what you're going to find in this stuff, and almost always you're going to find something that makes it worth your while. But some people don't get it.
There's some crazy stuff in there. And then we got this
Thank
box
you.
down
Thank
here
you.
as well.
Thank you.
But this is what the majority of it
Beautiful.
looks like. Now,
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, so we know what's happening here. This guy clearly he rented a whole room just for his business. So the
Partially true. I had the opportunity to move out because I did some rebuilding of my own. And yes, I got a larger apartment so I could have my entire living room as my warehouse. I don't want to set up in a storage unit. I don't want to do things that take more time. I don't have a family. I don't want a family right now. I want to grow my business into a bigger and better thing. And with my living room right now, I could probably hold, the way I'm shelving everything, 6 to 10 million cards easy. That might be overshot a little bit. I can definitely hold a couple million cards, and it's gonna be a long time before I get to that point. But yeah. So you're silly.
bulk business is extremely inventory consuming. It's a lot of space, right?
It is. It's a lot of space and a lot of time, but anything you're trying to build is worth that space and time.
He had to rent a whole apartment. When I told you, you could literally just buy a singular card a month. He had to rent a whole apartment. So he wants to talk about here's the problem is they want to talk about profitability and look how profitable my bulk business is. It's taking from him literally an extra mortgage, an extra rent.
It is not taking an extra mortgage and it is not taking my rent. If anything, it's being beneficial because when you're doing taxes, anything that is dedicated workspace you can use to write off on your taxes. And the fact that I'm using my entire living area and part of my streaming room as my business stuff, I get to write off about half of my rent for expenses. So get wrecked.
Per month just to store these cards. Let alone how many hours do you think it's going to take him to post these cards? Not only sort them, to post them. I'm not even talking about sorting. Yeah, okay, maybe he bought a sorter, which is going to take him what?
I do not have a sorter. I have the Fujitsu scanner that I use to scan cards. I have a system. When you get into bulk, you need to know that unless you have a giant card sorter, you're never going to get caught up. That is just a fact. If you're doing it right, in my opinion, you're never going to get caught up. You're going to just have a backlog, and a backlog is good. It's very good because as you go through things and you start getting these larger and larger orders for more and more cards, all that backlog is just pure profit. Yes, it's pennies, not even pennies. It's nickels, it's dimes, it's quarters at a time. But the more cards you list, inevitably, the more someone will buy them. The more people buy, the fees per card go down, which means you're making more money per card. Voila, you're growing a business. But yes, I don't have a sorter. I do, for the most part, I do an hour or two of sorting a night, an hour or two of listening a night, and an hour or two of doing content a night. Still trying to figure out how to do streaming in between that, but that's it. Just 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. If you try to do everything in one shot, you're going to drive yourself insane. Some of my off days, I will kind of dedicate a bigger chunk, but slow and steady wins the race, man.
It's going to take him, 2 years just to get from the profits to pay back his sorter? So away from that. Let's talk about just the time it's going to take him to post these orders, let alone to fulfill. Where is his profits? I'm not even understanding. How do you even have profits?
You're looking at the profit, my friend. You are looking at the profit. In about 1 minute, you're going to see me pull out my money right away. I know you said you watched the whole video, and I hope you did. I got my money back right away. And I'm actually going to scare a screenshot. These promos that you're about to see sold 2 days later. And then I had a plethora of orders for 151 reverse hollows. And I'm going to probably just rifle through them real quick so you can see them. It's not hard. It just takes a lot of time and it's a lot of work that sometimes you don't want to do. But if you truly want to do something and you truly want to succeed, you will find a way to make it happen.
Only have profits because you're not counting the rent that you have to pay, and you're not counting the time that you're spending into this, unless your time is worth what, $5 an hour.
Hourly rate, I think I already said this, hourly rate does not go here. When you're trying to build a business and you're trying to build equity in yourself, money per hour goes out the window. Because outside of the time I do orders, when you are doing anything else, sourcing, listing, sorting, this, that, the other, it's sweat equity. You're building a reputation. You're building a loyal I was gonna say fan base, but a loyal base of people who, when they buy cards from you, you know that you're always gonna get them. You're always gonna get them on time. You don't mess around. You have good customer service, and all that is worth something. It's all worth something. So just to say, because maybe one night I have a bad night and I only get 3 orders and I made $8 that night, you can't quantify that to making $4 an hour. There's more equity and more aspects of this, and a lot of people lose track in that. You have to be in it for the long game. You don't necessarily have to list everything like I do. You really don't. Most people will probably suggest that you don't. They would probably say sift at a certain floor and then take the bulk and like make lots out of them, which is a perfectly reasonable way to go about it. I just don't want to do that. I don't have the time to do that. I have just enough time to go through this the way I want. There's no wrong way to sell cards or bulk. You do what is comfortable for you and what makes you happy and what makes you money. As long as you are building towards something that is going to make you happy, get you a little extra money, and build towards something, you're doing fine. Don't let people like this talk you down. Don't let people like this tell you that you're wrong, because there's plenty of evidence out there. There's more evidence out there that I'm right than he is.
This is unbelievable, and we haven't even mentioned the fulfillment, and I'll show you the fulfillment side. This guy has 750 card orders. I'm freaking out. I made a comment on his YouTube channel. I hope he reads it, and I hope I talk to this guy.
Goal number 1 is to set sort everything. I think set sorting, in my opinion, especially when you don't have a lot of time, is the most important. Because you want to sift out.
He has cards everywhere. He has cards on the right side. He has cards on the...
Okay, we're going to find the other clip that I wanted to go over real quick. And real quick, before we do that, there were some mentions of like, actually, let's see if we can find it real quick.
left side. He has cards in front of him. He has cards on the table. He has cards on the floor. He has boxes of
I
cards
think
on
it's
the
coming
floor.
up.
Oh, this is so disturbing. All of this for what? All of this for what? Because he got lucky and he found $3 cards in the lots that he bought. You can get lucky and buy.
Anybody who buys bulk knows it's really not luck. Every time you buy bulk, you maybe not find a giant stack of stuff like I did, but you're going to find a chunk of things that are worth several dollars that's going to make your money back instantly, almost all the time when you buy bulk. So
Buy collections and find stuff in the collections too. So that's not unique to bulk. What is this?
Anything else that's kind of crazy in value. Case in point, I'm going to show you this right here, which is, so guys, so we spent about $500-600 on this, and after about halfway through, we found a bunch of these. So these are...
They all sold 2 days later. I think for the most part, I'm going to stop it right there. There were some subtle jabs he made about my weight where I looked unhealthy, which I am. I'm morbidly obese. It's pretty obvious that I am. My vice is food. When I get depressed and sad, that's what I turn to. I don't turn to liquor, this, that, the other. Everyone's got their vices. I'm down 20 pounds since the beginning of the year. Don't have to defend any of that because it's whatever. But I think ultimately this guy thinks that I have a horrible, miserable life because I have a room full of cardboard and I don't want to work 80 hours for a company that doesn't give a about me. I've done that for 25 years. I want to work for myself and I'm willing to do anything to do it. And if that means there's some days where I need to painstakingly sift through thousands and thousands of cards to make dollars, I'll do it. Because ultimately I'm building something for myself. And unfortunately, my friend, that is just something that you and a lot of people like you will never understand. The jab is about my weight and not looking healthy and this, that, the other, even though not looking healthy is true. The assimilation of not wanting to work hard with being a big guy is crap. I'm sorry. Some could say the same thing about you. I mean, you took a shot, you quit, and you didn't try again. So some could say that's even worse than what you're saying about me. So the rest of the video, like I said, it's in the description. It's pretty much just more of the same. He goes over some of my orders that I made and freaks out about, having to pack a 750 card order. That thing took me an hour to an hour and 15 minutes it honestly took me longer to sleeve than it did to actually pull. I'm going to go through so much of this stuff in the future, how I sort, how I list, how I stage everything, how it's all in boxes and alphabetical, like all that. That's going to be in the future. This went a little longer than I wanted to, but once I started getting into it, I I don't know, man. He just hit all the tropes of people that don't understand bulk, and I want this channel to be mainly a positive place. I usually don't use strong language or really want to pay mind to, like I said, a rage baiter essentially. But it's important for these points to get out there for those who might get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Just stay on track. If you start feeling a certain way, hop into my channel. I don't have a Discord. I will soon. Hop into any of the other channels. I'm going to link them all down in the comment section below because they're all fantastic. Like I said, PokePaster, Phantom, GemTCG, RNG Games, Cardinal, TCG Bulkings. I'm going to list them all in the comments, and you're going to go into their videos and their comments, and there will be so many like-minded people that know how bulk works. So don't get discouraged. Go for the gold. If you want it, you'll figure out a way to do it. Don't listen to this guy because it's all crap. Sorry. That might have been a little mean, but it's how I truly feel. So that's about it. I'm kind of rambling now at this point because I just don't know. I don't know where to go from there. Videos like this really get to me because of where I was, and that's something I'll talk about down the road. But I was not in a good spot 3 or 4 years ago, and it took a lot of grinding to even get to the point I'm at now. And when you hit the bottom and you work yourself back up, man, it lights a fire under you so fiercely to never get back to that point again. That a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of hard work and a little bit of self-confidence and just believe in yourself. If you want to do it, you'll make it happen. That's all I'll say. So, again, I'm sorry for the long video, but it's stuff that needed to be said. I appreciate you guys very much for stopping by. To all the new subscribers, I appreciate you coming by. I know I'm not as polished as some of the other people out there, and but down to earth dude. I just want to make money, grow, and help people along the way, and maybe play some video games and do some random stuff. So if you leave a like I said, leave a comment on what you think I got wrong, what you think I got right. If you think I kind of overreacted to this guy, or if you think this guy is completely wrong, which I think he is. Thank you very much. Hope you have a great night. I'll see you again soon. Have a good one. Bye.